Hello, besties. So, on today's episode of Mommy J Cooks, we are going to be making what Cameroonians call Kanda Sauce or Kpomo Sauce, according to the Nigerians. And going straight into the process, we are going to put in our kanda that has been washed. This is what is called in English cow skin or washed cow skin, and then we are going to go in with some salt and some seasoning cubes. I am not very high in salt and seasoning cubes, so I keep everything at a very moderate rate. And I'm gonna add in some water, and I'm gonna cook this for about 15 to 20 minutes to ensure that it becomes very tender. And straight into the ingredients, we are going to be using sachet tomatoes, blended tomatoes, ginger and garlic paste, onions and green onions, and we are going to be using chopped celery and mixed seasoning cubes, curry powder, some diced tomatoes, and ginger powder, beef seasoning, white pepper, some salt, and of course our Cameroonian pepper. Okay, right into it. We are going to chop this with our hand blender. We're going to chop our peppers because we do not want to lose the, we want to enhance, using it chopped is going to enhance the beauty of the food. And straight into the frying, after the kpomo has been well cooked, we are going to go in with our oil, allow it to cook for some time. This is cooking on medium heat. We're going to go in with some salt, and straight into it we're going to add our tomatoes like before, and we're going to fry for a bit. And right into it we're going to add our onion and green onions, and we're going to stir steadily. We're going to stir this steadily. This is an ideal meal for dinner because it is a quick meal. It doesn't take a lot of time to do, and it's not a very lengthy process as well. So it could be, I think that this could be an ideal meal for dinner. And we're going to go in with our blended tomatoes. We're going to go in with blended tomatoes and allow it to cook. Already we can see the food coming together. And we are going to add in our sachet tomatoes. Going in with sachet tomatoes always helps in the binding process. I don't know how else I can say this, but it puts everything together. I mean, like, it puts every other ingredient together, and it enhances the color of the food. And then we are going to cook it for a bit. And again on medium heat. And we're going to begin to add in our seasonings and our dry ingredients. But first we're going to add in some ginger and garlic paste. Usually I make this in bulk, ginger and garlic paste, and I keep it in my freezer because I'm not a fan of taking long in the kitchen. I do not like to take so long when I want to cook my meals. And right here I'm adding my curry powder and my mixed seasoning, and I'm going to cook it a little bit more a little bit longer to ensure that everything is well incorporated and there's no water in it. I've added my ginger powder. I'm going with some seasoned cubes, and I'm going to stir this, and I go in my chopped peppers. I do not eat a lot of pepper, so that is why I didn't put like a lot, because my kids do not like a lot of, not like very spicy food, so we'd rather make it as regular as possible. And I'll go in with my celery, chopped celery, and straight into it the last and the most important ingredient, which is the Kpomo or Kanda, according to the Cameroonian, or in the British, okay, the Kpomo or the Kanda, or our cow skin. And we're going to cook it for a while. We're going to actually stir this steadily and cover it up for, I think, about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, yes. About 5 minutes on low heat this time around. And voila, our food is ready. You know, cooking food is one thing and serving it is another whole thing. We always have to make sure that our food looks very palatable and pleasant. I, for one, I start eating with my eyes before my mouth. So here is our food. We're trying to serve it in the best way possible. And we're gonna garnish it a little bit. We're gonna garnish it with some green onions. Look at what we have here. Look at this. Actually, this process is not very complicated. So if you get home on a day where you're tired and you don't want to do a lot, you can always make this. Thank you. Do not forget to subscribe.